All right. This is another testimony. I realized that in my death, and I'm not saying I'm dead already, but I understand that as target individual, we have to accept that things are happening to us, and I could have tried to do things to prolong things, and I'm not gonna do that because I find there's dignity in this death. There's dignity in this torment, because you see how bottom feeders some people are. I'm so thankful I didn't have to live this life of embarrassment. I'm 2 seconds ago, what just happened, not too long ago, I should say. They've been cranking up my libido. I mean, it's just so disturbing, what they're doing. Like, you can feel basically like almost like in pain there because it's so stimulated. And there was a point where I was on some kind of dating app, right, with this, I think Bumble or something like that. And there was this profile of this woman, and in the background you see of that woman, she looked like she's in Paris somewhere. And across the bridge is like a small object. You don't know if it's a person of some sort. It's just small, and one could maybe think that it's a child, maybe it's an adult, maybe it's not even a human, maybe it's an object. You don't know what it is. And this starts stimulating me, and immediately I get this Tinder person who's very interesting looking, and I don't mean in a good way, matching you, right? Matching to you. I'm like, okay, they're just trying to condition me to feel nervous about it. But you know what I'm saying? This is the level of conditioning and manipulation they want you to subscribe to. Obviously, it's nonsensical. You can't even. First of all, you don't even know what you just saw. Just an object or a blur thing over in the background that you don't know. Don't even know it's actually a person. You don't know what it is. Two, you understand they control your stimulation, your libido, so they can make you stimulate on anything, and you know that this is not something that will get you stimulated anyways, but they're gonna do that to you. But then I see this thing about, they've been telling me how I'm gonna be tortured. They're gonna frame me in this frame. I'm going to be sent somewhere where they torture people, and they're going to torture me. These people are going to do horrible things to me. They're going to dehumanize me by doing horrible things, pee on me, do things to me, and tie me up and cut your hands off, like all kind of things they talk about, right? Which, when it comes to torture, there's something I don't underestimate, right? Especially in the fact that they have to compensate, right? They are trying to compensate for the fact that there's been too much validations in regard of this pedophilia type of torture. They do this pedophilia type of tormenting. They manipulate people to think in this pedophilia ways. It's just too much, and they're filled with pedophiles, meaning that the agencies that are overseeing this are filled with a bunch of pedos, right? And they keep saying that you're the pedophile. And me bringing that up over and over and over and over and continuously showing them for what they really are, right? These people have been torturing children sexually. They've done horrible things to women. They're just the trash of this humanity. They are truly some of the trashiest human beings, and very much coward. So me saying that 24, like nonstop, every day almost, these people who look at me is like, oh my gosh, how can he even talk to us like that? He needs to be tortured. It's like, yes. There was somebody outside, like me, just like many other target individuals, we have these sirens and these different law enforcement, EMTs, that involve themselves. This program is government-led, so of course these people are involved. And he would say something like, he would go on the speakers and say, you have no hands. Okay, I understand. There's things I could do to avoid this, I think. But I don't want to avoid this. I'd rather die in this dignified way. These people are truly trash and bottom feeders. They even want me to call them cruel, but I don't even want to call them cruel. They do cruel things, but they are trash. These people are the trash and the saddest human on earth. They torture children and women. They're coward. They sound like, oh my gosh. So, you hear this woman talking, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you are one pathetic human being. I'd rather get my hands cut off than do what you do. And so there was this thing about some people in Atlanta in jail that filmed a man getting tortured in prison. He was tied up, was being tortured, and everything. And they've been talking about it, a while ago, right? And they kept saying that to me, as like I say in the prior videos, that they do these things where they know what you're going to watch, and they know what's going to happen, and they have, this is a global network where your whole ecosystem is controlled, and you are, they keep trying to make themselves mysticful, in the sense that they can say things that I'm going to see in the future, later on, right? That's because this program is that sophisticated. Now these the individuals, these are just perps. But I understand that. So when it happens now, I'm like, okay, it's the same old thing. I expect to see more or hear more from what they've said today, or or in the past. That's what they do. And my whole ecosystem is controlled. The thing is, they don't have no idea what's going to happen to them. That's always the funny part, because they're like, oh, they're going to watch me being tortured. So, for example, this person who was tortured in this prison by these prison people, who was tied up, who was and they would keep saying, you're going to be tied up. You're going to be like, listen, I'd rather get tied up and tortured, and being stabbed, and being and some trash, some it was like, they're gonna use you as a tool, and they're gonna do things to you, they're gonna urinate on you, they're gonna do. It's like, listen, everything you need to do for your theater is theater. And when I mean theater, I mean that the torture is gonna be real, but the purpose of doing it is to make it appear like we see what we're doing to a pedophile. When in reality, these people are pedophiles. I can stop talking in the next few videos and just back to validations of how pedophilia-centric these people are. They want it to be like we're protecting the kids. And it's funny that sometimes they're like, oh, what you did as a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can press play and listen to a testimony of what you guys do to children. How they torture them sexually. All this, the real things, not the creations and the manipulation and falsifications, real. These people, as they try to make me imagine some things that are nonsensical, disturbing, with the disgusting narrations. And they use these childlike people who try to sound innocent. We're here. Yeah. You are trash. And so they keep telling themselves, and after we do this to you, it won't. Basically, justice won't be done for what we've done to you. It's like, listen to you right now today, as a happy person. I guarantee you that you will not find, like, it will not be, like, you will not, your life will not get better. And so for me, I'm like, I reassure you, and first of all, I will never blame you for what's happening to me. You're just a bottom feeder. You're just a trash. You're just trying to create this fictional reality. You're literally creating stories and things that are non-existent. You torture women and children. This is dignified. I'd rather die like this and suffer and live like you, trash. Even like this, even knowing this fact that I'm going to be tortured and all, I don't think there'll be any time during my torture, if that happens, when it happens, to be like, I could be this person in 11P. I could be that person in this, like, in the different apartment. I'm just thankful that I didn't have to live this life. It's humiliating. It's degrading. They are trash. I know they can blind me, like they've blinded 9-year-old. I know they can clog out my throat, close it up. I've heard all the testimony. They can do all these things to me. But would I ever be like, oh my gosh, this is the life I should have? Man, you make me envy living life. I would like to live your life. No, you sold your soul to pedophiles. You can't even speak about specific pedophiles, because the people who put me in this program, the people I should really, really give the credit for me being in this program, the reason why I'm here, the reason why you can't say that you're just a trash, that there's this thing. They keep telling me you're going to be bombing. In Target Individual, there's a lot of homelessness due to these things. Some people choose to be homeless even when they have a place, because the radiation and what's happening to them, they rather just live in a car, live in the street, than go and live in their apartment where they get radiated. So I'm like, I'd rather die on the street than having to live life doing what you do in your comfortable apartment or wherever you're doing it from. So this is my purpose, to now continuously make videos and leave some kind of testimonial as much as I can. And I will continue to do that. There's a few more things I want to talk about, and I will continuously talk. And if I don't talk, I'll make sure that I let people who said the things that needs to be said to validate what's really happening. So to all my target individuals, know that you are a dignified man, woman, individual, and you are, please have honor and dignity in your sufferance. Can you imagine doing what they do? They're just trying, with me, it's just a level of compensate, like try to compensate. And it's funny, I call out everything I need to call out in advance. I know what they do. And I can even tell what they're gonna do. I know why you're doing this. You wanna look a certain way. I've been constantly talking about what they do to women and children, how pedophilia-centric they are. Then the BuzzFeed article comes out. There's a bunch of women doing that to women. You guys torture children. You guys have, like, you use sexual torture and of all sorts. Well, you guys are trying to bring up things and manipulate them and change them and create a new narration, then put in a perspective that's illogical. Well, you guys are here frying, killing, tormenting, doing horrible things to the most defenseless people. So to all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done.